Housekeeping. All right, you ready?
I would not open the door for that.
Okay. Yeah. How would you say it?
Housekeeping.
Should I come back later? Every time, yes. Who's like, I'm leaving my room. Let me leave my room so you can clean it.
What? 2 more hours.
Yeah. I'll be gone soon.
2 to 3 more hours.
Okay, I want to intro somebody new, Scott Reinen from Blue Wire, but now he's with Green Lights. I've been with Blue Wire for a couple years now. A great group. They've definitely supported everything we've done. Shout out to Kevin Jones and the whole gang there. But one of their most diligent, impactful workers, Scotty, we had to strong arm him, get him over here to Green Lights. So Scott knows a lot about baseball. He's got a baseball podcast. I'll let him fill you in on kind of who he is. But you might hear him chime in from time to time, especially talking about baseball, which is one of our favorite sports.
See talent, get talent.
Yeah, that's what we do.
You've said that to me a dozen times.
Yeah, at least. Scotty, welcome.
There was a baseball gap here.
Yeah.
So, someone had to come in and fill said gap. But no, I'm excited to be here, guys. This is going to be a blast.
It is a blast.
Interesting
I'm excited
story.
to bring more baseball into the show.
Somebody said, you're going to tell that story?
No.
Somebody this week was like, Taylor had a great point on the pod last week about baseball.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that was Scott.
We should do a who's.
Taylor lives in New York now.
Whose voice is it anyway?
I know, we just fucking people just come in talking.
Here's a fun story.
All right.
For a long time, I thought that you were telling me Cat's name was Scott Ryan.
No.
Turns out it's Scott Reinen.
Yeah, I just mumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing Scotty? Because I think
We're not.
We're not. He doesn't like Scotty. He doesn't
We're
like
not
Scotty.
doing that one.
We're not doing Scotty.
You either have to shorten a name or lengthen a name. You
I can't
call
just do
somebody
Scott.
their name.
There's
Hey,
no
Scooter.
Scooter. No, we'll think of something, but
Just anything but the guy's name.
well, fuck. I mean, I've been burnt with Matt on McConaughey. What else? I mean, I do it all the time.
Poor Reed became Cowboy.
Cowboy, yeah, I can't just
His
do
parents call him Cowboy now.
it. Do they really?
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, well, I would too. It's a cool name. So welcome, Scott. And a little more housekeeping here. Matt alerted me to this. Kingston alerted me to this. Dead and Company is rolling through Virginia on their last tour. And I've never seen Dead and Company. And obviously, I'd never seen the Grateful Dead. I'm a late life Deadhead-ish guy-ish. And I think we all need to go see Dead and Company. And where are they coming through?
Bristow, Virginia.
Okay.
Bristow. That's Northern Virginia, yeah?
Is that
Yes,
June 3rd? So Macon,
June 3rd?
clear that on your calendar. You can be at the beach or something. He's going to book a beach vacation right now.
Like 9 months from now?
Yeah. Can you put that on your calendar next year, June 3rd?
For sure. Next year, June 3rd, might as well be 2075.
Good. I can't wait. So layup line today is going to be Grateful Dead. What kind of mood you're in? I'll go Franklin's Tower. I'm in a good mood. I'm on the mend. Had a cough earlier this week.
Still
it
have
persists,
a cough.
but it's not like what it was, dude.
Uncle John's band. Yeah, that's pretty good,
nice
huh?
one.
Yeah.
Is that yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
And then Matt?
I'll play that during bath time.
It's like Black Throated Wind.
Okay,
Favorite
he
song.
loves Black Throated Wind. Guy talks about that song all the time. It's fucking. I almost did Black Peter because I felt like I was dying earlier this week, but I didn't want to alarm anybody. And it's not the vid; it's just a run of the mill cold. The weather's changing.
I had food poisoning,
Oh man,
but then
wounded.
But then somebody said, "Is it food poisoning or is it stomach flu?" And I said, "I don't know, and how could I know?" And so I guess now I'm thinking if it's stomach flu, you might want to get a little more distance from me.
Damn, dog.
Well, I
got a
mean,
big
what?
weekend.
Nah, it was Tuesday, and we're on a Thursday.
No, you're good. You're not. You have you diarrhea lately?
Not since Wednesday morning.
Okay, good. Then we're probably straight.
No, I am completely evacuated. Yep.
Okay, chicken dude, chicken protester dude. If you're not living under a rock, you know that he filed a police report, which is super predictable that an animal rights guy pulls some shit like this. I mean, is there anybody who's going to play themselves out of a situation where people might listen to you more than animal rights people? Like even the biggest fucking, I don't know what they call them, snowflakes or, sensitive people kind of thumb their nose at this fuckery now. Like, we're all eating chicken, man. I know some of you aren't, but like, you're running onto a football field with a pink smoke canister and Bobby Wagner decks you, and then you file a police report, you're a Karen.
Can I give a glimmer of a green light?
Okay, go ahead.
Glimmer.
Go ahead.
He'll keep it in the news a little longer, therefore furthering the cause.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that players have been told, rightfully so for the most part, that this person's trespassing and, yes, could in theory attack you. You're in your right to put him on his back. Are we getting too close to, oh, God, a player just killed a guy?
No, player's not going to kill a guy. No
Accidentally.
Dude, Matt Stafford's not dead yet. He's been hit so fucking hard in the last calendar year.
Accidentally.
In his life.
I just think the players, it's like, hey, free reign, you got it, whatever you need to do to have some fun out there, put the guy on his back, but then, okay, guy's neck snapped and he's dead.
No, I hear you, but what I'm going to do after this podcast, I'm going to go buy a giant rotisserie chicken. I'm going to ask him for the biggest one. I'm going to go get me one of the big ones from out of the back that you pump full of antibiotics and kept in a small cage, and I'm going to eat it in my fucking car in honor of this guy with the pink smoke. And the lesson here is...
send the carcass to Bobby Wagner. Yeah. Sign it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sending like a Boston Market t-shirt to Bobby Wagner to get signed. By the way, Boston Market just came on Grubhub here in Charlottesville. Oh! In the words of Deebo Samuel, I'm going to find out if I still
Corn.
could eat. Yeah. Well, the mac and cheese. Super artificial tasting, just how we like it.
Yep.
But yeah, we should just send Bobby Wagner various... like Tyson chicken memorabilia items to have
Kenny Rogers roasters.
Yeah. Chicken dude. So the whole point of this, why it's in housekeeping, and I almost forgot, was we want you to know if, you the listener, if you could tweet at Greenlight. Is it Greenlight now? It's just Greenlight. Tweet at Greenlight and tell us, a situation where you were absolutely in the wrong, but you would like to file a police report about it. Like you did some dumb shit, and you'd like to retroactively file a police report. Like, I'd like to file a police report against my high school for making me go to 10th grade twice.
Yeah, 911. Yeah, I was going 98 and a 65, but damned if General Motors didn't make this Tahoe ride smooth.
Exactly. White Tahoe. Okay, and then the last thing, Reed, take it away. We've got Amazon AMP coming up.
We are going to be on Amazon AMP. Make sure you download the app. Chris, you're going to be talking on the app, on AMP. You'll be able to hear his voice. Macon,
like
you can stop by a time or two if you'd like.
Dope.
But next week, starting 4:30 Eastern, Amazon AMP. Download it at the App Store. You'll find Chris at Chris Long on the app. We're going to talk for an hour. Chris, Nate, maybe Macon.
Maybe Bo some.
Maybe Bo. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be recapping the week here on Greenlight. We're going to be talking, previewing the that Thursday night game each week. And also, it's very interactive.
Wish you could have started this week. Fucking talk about that one for a while.
But it's very interactive for you, the listener. So this is a new thing on Amazon. You'll be able to call in. If we'll ask for questions, we'll be able to fire up you to be able to talk. If we like what you're saying, we can ask questions to you. You'll be able to respond. Very interactive.
This is going to be like going in the enclosure.
Sounds like there's plenty of interaction.
There's a lot of interaction. You're going to be interacting, some might call it.
Yeah.
You're going to be talking to me. I'm going to be talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be listening to you, the listener.
Y'all are amplified.
Exactly. So check us out, Amazon AMP, 4:30 on Thursday. Download whatever you got to download.
And all Thursdays from here on out.
Holy smokes.
That's right. We just played Fuck, Marry, Kill with Jeff Bezos. I married him, for the record. The other options were...
Fuck or kill.
Tony Stark.
Oh, sorry.
It was Tony Stark and
Elon. And you fucked.
You're definitely marrying Jeff Bezos. You know how quick the packages are going to get to you?
Who is Tony Stark?
He's the Iron Man guy. He's Robert Downey Jr. in a big stupid metallic suit.
A cheeky
hammering one-liners at you.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever you chose is right.
Okay. Reed, you got some read around the world for us this week, don't you?
It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Read around the world.
Talking about over delivering, Aaron Judge, 62 home runs. What do y'all think? We like this?
I mean, hey, what a dramatic fuck he is, huh? I mean, he had like 18 games left. You know, he had like one home run to go. Are you happy
he's not cutting into college football anymore?
Yes, dude. It's good to have college football back. But to be honest, I'm going to kind of miss lamenting it, dude. He was like the villain that everybody needed on Saturday. You needed a villain. Can I red light something as we wade into these waters? I want to red light cell phones during big sports moments. I mean, certainly you're entitled to do so. I think I've done my fair share of filming a big sports moment. I think at the national championship, I probably had my phone out. But remember when Timmy Trumpets was up there in Queens?
Yep.
And it was a big deal. And I just didn't feel the vibe like I felt in the summer when everybody was living it. They were present. They were like, oh, fuck, I didn't have my phone out. This is cool. Guy's got a cool jingle. I want you to look at this fucking video right here of Aaron Judge about to hit number 62, okay? So everybody behind him, is on their cell phone. The guy out of the frame to the right's on their cell phone. You got a guy in the blue shirt. He's 78 years old, born in like 1947. They didn't have cell phones when he was born. So he's like, I'm going to watch the fucking game, right? I want to see this in real time. The guy to his right, our left, kind of looks like you to me. And he's looking through his phone. So he's not actually seeing the home run in real life.
He can never claim that he saw the home run.
Bro, he never saw it. He saw it like everybody else at home.
Yes.
Remember when I said that, what'd you think of Timmy Trumpets and seeing Edwin Diaz run out with Timmy Trumpets? Like, I don't know, son. You saw it the same way I saw it if you were on Twitter, because I looked through my phone at the action. That guy. Dead wrong. My favorite guy here is the guy with his flash on. This guy's incredible and probably the closest resemblance of what it would be if I was guilty of this, because I don't even know if he's pointing the phone at the action.
I don't get the thought process, especially for the cats in the first and second rows behind home plate, because we're all going to see that you were there. Like son, grandson,
Yep.
7 great-grandsons,
Yep.
granddaughter,
Yep.
6 great-granddaughter. They're all going to see that you were there.
Yep.
So it's not as if you're saving the video for posterity.
No, everybody's gonna know you're there. You're on tape. You're there, and everybody else has the video. Like, or hey, if you're in that section and you want a video, take your phone out, turn the video on, and set it on your fucking beer,
Right.
and watch the game. There's a guy above him that literally doesn't see the home run because he's trying to cue his phone up. So as guy front, top left, he's trying to get on his phone to tape the thing, and as he's hitting record, Judge hits the bomb, and he doesn't actually catch the bat hitting the ball. So I just think it's another instance where cell phones are getting in the way of actually just seeing what the fuck happened out there on the field.
I think I just figured it out.
What was it?
It's for these cats. I mean, it's going to be everybody in the stadium, but for the cats in the first few rows, they're going to show their buddies, and the buddy's going to say, "Damn, that's your video?" And they say, "Yeah."
No,
so
yeah, it's for
seats?
Facebook. All this stuff's going on Facebook.
It's like, we were behind home plate, 3rd row, 4th row.
Oh yeah, it's a flex.
Just like homeboy, the finance executive who caught the home run ball.
Oh, he's a finance executive?
Oh, yeah.
And how about him playing coy, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with the ball on the way out. Like, he knows exactly what he's going to do with the ball.
I'm just glad he caught a break.
I know, yeah. And who fell over the first row?
Was that a person or a jacket? I still haven't been able to tell.
It was a person.
It was a person?
Yeah,
Is that person okay?
Not very. Yeah, they're fine, but they were not very close to the ball.
So he just fell over for no reason?
No. It was a strategic move, actually. It was pretty savvy because what he was doing is he lowered himself down, dropped down, looking for the rebound.
Oh, yeah.
So he was playing the
'cause
odds, actually.
That's smart.
Oh, that
Who
guy's
knows?
brilliant.
That guy may be in jail because he's down in the
but
2.
yeah,
but at
then-
the end of the day, that ball gets dropped or it hits a little bit lower. He's the only one there.
Well,
Yeah, but
Andy's
then-
in
but
the
then-
shot forever as
But
well.
then Matt Bushman of the Texas Rangers, their comp for Matt Bushman is like, give me the ball, dude. Like, the security guards are not. If you jump down in the bullpen, which I don't know what's down there, like, how are you going to get out? Now you got to get out.
Yeah, you're not getting out. And that's the thing. So if you do get it when you're down there and now you're surrounded by
You got to throw it to somebody you
personnel,
trust.
and you're trespassing.
are you able to keep that ball? Probably not.
Probably not. So in actuality, he didn't think it through. For something so risky, like you
Well, maybe he was eyeing it the whole way, and it's like, okay, I've got no shot. I'm going to jump.
right. Yeah, I mean, in that moment, you got to do it. But this is the difference between Americans, football, and Canadians, hockey. those Toronto fans, all due respect, they weren't willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, dude. Just you tell me. The guy in Texas, he's going over the wall. The guy in Toronto, he's like, sorry, I can't go there, dude.
We Blue Jays weren't going to give up 62.
Well,
all right. Hey, as much as I like Scott, as much as I detest the Yankees, Aaron Judge kind of seems like a likable dude.
He does. And that's why last night when I was watching SportsCenter and there was a montage of like his season, I couldn't believe it when I heard in there through his highlights there was this interview with Aaron Judge and a young lady, probably earlier in the season, I would presume. And she was like, how do you have so much confidence? And he said, well, it's easy when you're the best player on the team.
You mentioned the no panic. Where does that confidence, that quiet confidence come from this team?
Oh, when you're the best player on the team, how can you not?
Aaron, thanks for the time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And me and my wife were just watching SportsCenter, not big baseball watchers, but Aaron Judge admirers because he seems like a great kid. I was like, man, this just doesn't fit, does it? So I Google it, and it's this whole, he's all confused, right, Scott? Because you got a Yankees podcast. You guys have talked about this.
We did. This was back in June, and there was a walk-off, and the Yankees were, on pace to set records at that point for wins. And Meredith Marakovich, who is part of the Yes broadcast, is always on the field doing the post-game interviews, asked him about this, talking about best team on the planet. So there's some controversy. It's definitely not Judge's MO to talk like this at all. He's Jeter reincarnated with the way that he talks, essentially.
But gets less ass, probably.
Well, he's married now.
Yes.
Married man. But he's also...
Yes, he gets less ass than Jeter.
Yeah, very, very fair.
Yeah.
But so there's controversy in the sense that like they were talking about best team on the planet. Was it a tongue slip where he said best player on the team, or you meant team on the planet? Or a lot of people think that he was talking about Giancarlo Stanton, who also, my memory is foggy right now, but he did something significant right before him.
Yeah.
And he was talking about him.
About him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Michael K lets this Meredith speak.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I can buy that he didn't mean it.
Yes.
So in his brain, if I'm to trust Aaron Judge, which I do, I don't know, something about him, the trustworthiness is up there.
Yep.
Guy's married. He plays for the Yankees.
You know what he also did? He conceded the gap. He knows he's not the first gap in New York. He conceded the gap to Michael
Strahan. That's
smart.
true.
That's a smart move.
He's a good kid, man. I don't think he meant that. In fact, I would even contend he might have said planet. It's like kind of mumbles it because he's so, he's
Does
like
planet on the team.
Well, it was like his explanation was he meant to say best team on the planet and mixed the two up and ended up with just one big.
I buy it.
I buy it.
Good kid, right?
Good kid.
Okay,
Very
good kid.
Good one to root for. There's no doubt.
Fuck out of here, Roger Maris. All right.
Aaron Judge hits it over the fence for the 62nd time in 2022, which is a new record for home runs in the American League. Some people think it should be his record altogether because Barry Bonds had a 22-inch neck and back knee in 2001. But on the other hand, Mickey Mantle was hopped up on methamphetamines, and Roger Maris probably was too. Fuck it. Let's let all the records stand. Babe Ruth played with white guys, and Bobby Thompson's manager was stealing signs with a handheld telescope. Touch them all, Aaron Judge. That's how I would have called it. If we're not going to let the moment breathe, a la Joe Buck, have some fun with it, Michael K.
He didn't let it breathe again.
No, dude. He's strangling the moment, dude. He's strangling the moment.
It's unbelievable.
You guys
God, it would have been great if he didn't do it. Sorry, Scott.
If Michael K. wasn't on the call?
No, if Judge didn't get to 62
Oh, that
after
would
all
have
that
been pretty
hoopla,
fucking funny, dude.
it would have been great.
It's a classic thing
Why?
that Okay, here we go.
Why do you want him stuck on 61? Because he got 61, so he tied the record.
Exactly.
And you just
all
want-
of you people were so excited.
You people, you Yankees fans.
And yeah.
Okay.
No, just the whole country.
And it took so. I mean, weren't you?
Is this a Yankee record or an AL record?
It's both, right?
Both.
It is.
Yeah.
But what is it record?
Yeah.
It's a Yankee record.
Yeah, which is even. You guys are a bit self-righteous, are you not?
No, we're not. We just win a lot, and people
27
see
times,
that.
right?
27.
Yeah.
27. 28 has eluded us, though. I will say this. Baseball has this thing about numbers, right? It's always had a thing about numbers. Maris hit it in 1961. 61 years later, Aaron Judge hits this. The
that's
record,
interesting.
the Yankees
I
record,
thought of that on my own, actually.
the Yankees record after he hit the 62nd home run was 99, Aaron Judge's number, and 62.
Oh, wow. There's a lot going on. They've been playing with Ouija boards up there.
Yeah, you play 162 games, you can do a lot of shit with numbers. You know?
Yeah. I'm about to do some shit with numbers in a second, but
Here's another number: 7th in ratings of all the major sports.
so this is yeah,
Not when you cut in during college football.
right.
so here's the deal. Yeah, they're stealing numbers there.
Nielsen.
But honestly, I thought objectively, unlike him, I don't have an axe to grind with Yankees fans or baseball here. Like it felt like, oh, fuck, there it is. You know, like maybe it was the kid in me watching the home run races, and maybe it was the fact that it was for the entire league, NL and AL, and there were multiple dudes in there chasing it. But this felt special. It just didn't feel like a transcendent moment that I'm always going to remember where I was. I don't even remember where I was. They were playing the Rangers on like a Monday night or something, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, actually. I know exactly where I was. I was grounding out twice against some fucking softball team. I get in the car. We were just...
Was that your 60-second ground out?
No, I'm not a ground out guy. Not a ground out guy. But I was in the car, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm glad somebody's hitting dongs tonight. That was the extent of it. I went home, looked at the highlight, unceremonious, indoor baseball on the road. He couldn't even see his teammates because they're behind him, right? Instead of right in front of him.
A lot of hug cam afterwards. They actually put the game on a small screen and just showed big screen Aaron Judge hugging everybody, which was a little much for me, even as a...
How do you feel about him being booed early this year? I mean, he had one homer through 55 at-bats, right?
No real Yankee fan booed him.
No real Yankee fan. Now we're...
Yankee fans don't boo Aaron Judge. You don't boo Aaron Judge does not get booed at Yankee Stadium.
Okay, good.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? You could workshop this, but like, guy's tagline is "All Rise." He hit it off a guy named Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're all rising now. It ain't just Jesus rising anymore.
He is risen. He is him. Him is risen.
Him is risen.
Aaron Judge. Him's risen.
That's good.
Home run king then.
I'm surprised nobody has pointed that out, that he hit a dong off Jesus.
That's a good point.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm here
That's
for.
a really good point. Here's another good point. He is the undisputed home run king of people with names that don't start with the same letter.
Oh, that's interesting.
Last.
Yeah. And hey, listen, I don't know where you stand on this, Scott, but I think Barry Bonds is the home run king. I know Macon, we were fucking around about that last week, but after this whole thing, I'm not moved to the point where I would make a big fuss about it.
Well, maybe this will make you feel better. Aaron Judge also acknowledges Barry Bonds' home run king.
Wow.
The number is the number.
Yeah.
The number is the number. But what it does is it brings him into the conversation now, because there's a movement that's happening with the authentic home run king.
So I have a take here. My take is the Mariners going to the playoffs for the first time outside of like a pandemic Mickey Mouse playoff, because that's like the drought's real, right? We're not counting a game that had 80 or a season that had 80 games. The Mariners, Cal Raleigh from North Carolina, hit a dong at 9:28 p.m. on Friday night to end that streak. They win 3-2 over the Athletics. And it's off. I mean, it was beautiful. It was wire to wire. It was a 3-minute at bat. I don't know if you count the time that the pitcher's staring him down and all that stuff, but I timed it because it was a full count, foul balls, the whole thing.
I appreciate a disputed at bat. Those are good.
Bottom 9, dude. Mm-hmm. But it's from the first pitch to the dong. It's 3 minutes long, and it was just fucking electric. You could feel it. Like it was just so. It was at home. The home run was cool. The guy who hit it was cool. The guy's name is Cal Raleigh, if I mispronounce his name. Like, everything about it was cool. And it's a 20-year drought. So I say that was a cooler experience watching that home run. Maybe that's just, I want the connectivity. I just felt like the Aaron Judge story was such a national story. Like, this was a tortured fan base. They had to act like they liked football for a long time.
It's regional emotions. It's a lot of pain that fans have endured. I mean, I'm a big proponent of pain for Seattle Mariners fans, to be honest, because I'm not a big fan of the Seattle Mariners. Ended Don Mattingly's career. Don Mattingly was my guy, and took Robbie Cano, which ended up not being so bad. But you're right.
That worked out. Take him off your hands.
Out, yeah. There was, I think anytime you get that like raw emotion from a fan base, you have to appreciate, all the pain that they went through for as long as
Meg,
they
did you watch this?
Yeah, I did.
It was incredible. Drought is over, man. That was pretty cool. And the guy's nickname is the Big Dumper.
Cal's is?
Yeah.
The Big Dumper. That's a good nickname.
I think it's because of his ass.
Yeah, he's a catcher.
All right, I want to float this curse. The curse of Sue Bird, man. Sue Bird drafted what year? Do you know?
I could guess.
Take a guess.
I will say the year. Stop pressuring me. I will say the year 2004.
So Sue Bird, she was drafted in 2002. So the Mariners last won a playoff game in 2001. Yeah? October of 2001. I think the last game they played in the playoffs was October 16th, 2001. Sue Bird arrives on the scene in Seattle 2002. The Mariners win their last playoff game in 2001. In fact, I don't even know if they won a playoff game. They were in the playoffs in 2001. They lost their last playoff game October 6th. Sue Bird, born October 16th. No big deal. Almost a perfect coincidence. Just 10 days off.
Wow.
We're this close. Sue Bird arrives on the scene. She's 20 years old when she gets to Seattle. The fucking drought lasts 20 years. They haven't been to the playoffs since she's been in Seattle. I even went back and did a deep dive on all the times she threw out the first pitch. I was up Googling Sue Bird throws out the first pitch at a Mariners game, which actually wasn't as hard to figure out as you would think. And she's done it 3 or 4 times. You know what happened? None of the times that she threw out the first pitch, Macon?
What?
They made the playoffs. They never made the playoffs after she threw out the first pitch. It's been a 20-year drought, Macon. 20-year drought. She was 20 years old when she arrived in Seattle. She turned 21 the month of October, the last time the Mariners won a playoff game in 2001. So 20 years since that 20-year-old walked into Seattle, they haven't won a playoff game. And you know what? The streak was broke Friday night with Kyle Raleigh. It was just for the Big Dumper. He ends the streak. So the streak broke Friday night. You know what else broke Friday night?
What?
A storm. That's in Seattle storm. She retired this summer. So now the Mariners are back in the playoffs. Tell me that's not a conspiracy that you're buying. That Sue Bird being on the Seattle Storm in Seattle, there was so much greatness, there was none left for the Seattle Seahawks.
You know what couldn't fly in Hurricanean?
What?
Birds.
Exactly. She also lost her last game, as you well know, in the WNBA to whom?
The Las Vegas Aces.
Of course.
And the ace for the Mariners is a cat named Luis.
Yep.
Luis, you say?
Yeah.
Well, Sue Bird played for Gino Auriemma at UConn.
Right.
Gino's first name, Luigi.
Holy shit.
Where did Sue Bird go to high school? Christ the King.
Yeah.
Who gave up the dong to Aaron Judge?
Jesus. Yeah. Exactly. Dude, so this is all... Yeah, it makes you think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Makes you think about it. So
What's the next drought you want Sue Bird to end?
we haven't been to the moon in a long fucking time now.
Oh, good call.
I
Have
mean,
we
I think
not?
the Knicks have won the championship since we've been to the moon.
NASA could use a better PR team.
For sure.
Like I'm not clear on what we're doing up there.
Yeah, tell us from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us updates, you know?
December 1972 was the last
1972.
manned mission to the moon.
1972.
And what about unmanned? Just like all the time these days, or what?
Yeah, I'm sure there's an unmanned little hangout
Right now?
going out all the time on the moon.
You know, NASA, I say to you, Buzz Aldrin and the like, there were 12 guys that have been to the moon, 4 of them alive, left. That tells you how long it's been since we've been to the moon. I would say to you, NASA, you know, along the lines of like a great coach trying to get more out of a player. Well, now that you showed me what you can do, I need to see it all the time. And, you know, we just haven't been to the moon lately, and I'd like that drought to end.
You know what NASA stands for? Not acknowledging space accomplishments.
Not at space again. because that's
not at space anymore.
Not at space anymore. Works even better if you think about it. And that's the message they're sending by not going back to the moon.
Not around space.
At all.
Yeah.
You know, they dropped the
NASA.
Also, haven't been a nuke in a while. Nobody's dropped an atomic bomb or a nuke in a while, and I feel like that drought's going to probably end pretty soon. You know what I mean? Have you watched the news? Shit is fucked up.
It's true.
Putin's all peacocking and stuff.
One of them Korea's peacocking. Shooting it over Japan.
One of them Koreas.
Yeah, that's right.
You mentioned that Sue Bird went 1-1. We haven't had a white American male go 1-1 in the NBA draft since
Mark Madsen.
Speaking of that,
1977.
and there'll probably be a nuke drop before that happens again. But speaking of that, does Jimmer Fredette have a little brother or something?
Check was close.
Yeah.
Or a son? Jimmer Fredette might have a son soon. He probably has a son right now.
Yeah.
Somebody check on Jimmer Fredette. How's he doing?
Last I checked, he was putting up big numbers for the Sharks in the Chinese league, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he was putting up like 40 points a game.
Oh, yeah, the Shanghai Sharks. They're good. Holy shit. Yeah.
Well, he'll outlive us because the nuke, you know, the way it's going. So
he got engaged in 2011, so
2003, Jason Sehorn, last white corner of consequence in the NFL. That streak, that drought's got to end soon, huh?
yeah, with my guy Hudson Clark of Woo Pig. Yeah. Jimmer's got a kid named Taft who's about 3 years old. Oh, born on your birthday, 2019.
Taft Fredette. He's going to be the next guy. And not to put too much on
Taft,
second generation athletes, but I think he's going to be the number one pick soon.
Yeah.
Any other droughts? Like you single guys are always talking about single guys make it really hard to have sex. Some of you single guys out there, some single guys are like, I was talking to a really handsome single guy a couple weeks ago who's like really successful. And he was like, yeah, man, I was like, how's things been? He's like, oh man, I got laid last month. I'm like, last month? You know what I mean?
How old is he?
He's in his 40s.
Oh, wow.
Really? It's like that when you're single in your 40s?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been.
Have me rush in the courthouse, renew my vows, dude. You know what I mean? That's interesting, man. That's the classic. You thought the other half was living like it was just a bunch of sex
Grass
parties.
is always greener.
Right? No, grass has never been greener for me. I love my wife.
Oh, yeah, that's not what I was saying at all.
Yeah.
That's what people think.
But I want anybody out there that hasn't had sex in a while and you're single, I want that to happen soon if you want it to happen. And I want to go back to the moon. And I want a white cornerback. And I want world peace.
You want to look at some uniforms? We've got 12 MLB teams in the postseason.
Quite frankly, you're welcome, baseball. You're welcome. We're giving you some serious airtime today.
You want to go counterclockwise from top left?
Sure, you tell me.
Okay, Tampa Bay Rays, Cleveland Guardians.
We're relegating Tampa. They're not only losing,
correct.
Guardians kind of like super mid.
Well,
but, you're looking at the Rays.
And I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah, you're good.
The wacky cursive on the Guardians, I'm kind of all in on.
Bro, it's goofy, but at least you didn't drop you. Like, they changed their name from the Indians. That's a really prudent thing to do, right? Like, a bunch of white people came over, ruined a whole awesome race of people's livelihoods and lives. And, we had this baseball team with a fucking caricature of these folks. Like, that should have been done a long time ago. I don't care what Bob in Cleveland has to say about that. But to change the name from the Devil Rays to the Rays, the Devil's got no bodies, man. Mm-hmm. The Devil has no bodies. Devil Rays have more bodies than the Devil. Steve Irwin, rest in peace. Think about that. We changed the name from the Devil Rays to the Rays. How unnecessary was that? So I don't care what your uniforms look like. Tie goes to the Guardians.
And that's just a really clean look for the Guardians. And that C is cool. Like, your name's Chris. Maybe you want that hat.
Maybe not, but you know what? This guy's going to really enjoy representing the Guardians, whoever the fuck that is on the computer screen, for one round, because they're not going to win the next round. They got to play the winner of Toronto and Rainforest. Imagine that, though. Oh, we got to take Devil out of the name. We got to drop the Devil. Even though we had the sickest uniforms ever, those yellow and green and like there are like 5 colors in those motherfuckers. And you had
Wade Boggses.
You had the Wade Boggses, dude. I have a mean throwback.
I do wish Duke would be forced to change their name just to fuck with them.
Just to fuck with them. We should start that on this podcast.
The blue face painters.
We should start that on this podcast.
It's offensive.
Now.
The Duke Blues.
Devil killed like one of my friends.
Our next matchup, Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, so Toronto's going through. Your guys.
Toronto.
They have me at the letters. The letters can carry them.
They have you at the letters. They have you at the baby blues.
Yeah.
They have you. Okay, now I will say the Mariners have a clean look, but you just can't compete with Toronto. I don't think that needs much discussion.
No, Toronto's through. Toronto's in fact through against the Houston Astros in that Astros waiting in the wings there with their fucking Space City uniforms and
cheaters.
The Astros unis are bad, and that's as a person who likes a plain uni and likes orange and blue, and yet you're bad.
Yeah,
you're bad.
It's bad. We got Toronto going through. Tampa, Cleveland. The Guardians are getting drugged by the Yankees, and I wish Scott was still here.
I can't co-sign that.
Oh, really?
I just want to talk it through a bit.
Okay, talk it through.
Just because it's so classic, you got the pinstripes with the NY on the breast,
right.
And then you got the grays with the New York across the chest. The Guardians are just—they're not doing it differently. They're as classic, despite being in year 1 or whatever it is for them.
It looks like a movie team a little bit. It looks like a team in the movies.
You're thinking of the movie Major League.
I am.
And I don't love the Guardian logo. I do like that C. I don't like what they're doing with.
Let's not overthink it. I mean, you can if you. It'll go to a tie break, and
All right.
I got Yankees, Blue Jays, and I got the Blue Jays going through.
I got the Blue Jays coming through.
Going through. This is uniforms for anybody that's fell asleep at the wheel.
So that's the AL. Who you guys got on the NL side?
Okay, so this is a tough one for me. 2 of my the teams that I played in those cities, NFL homes. I got to be honest, the Redbirds, man, like it's just too classic. It's just the pop of yellow makes the whole thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I know bats can be brown, they can be black, they can be all types of colors. I don't see a lot of yellow bats, but a banana yellow bat makes that uniform. It's the caliper on a beautiful red Porsche. It's through.
And they're 2 birds perched on it.
It's cool.
They're perched.
It's cool.
I'm with you. Cardinals.
Okay.
Then we got Padres Mets.
Padres Mets, man, this is a really tough one. Haven't watched a lot of Padres this year. I know they got some brown going on. And yellow, which is a Wyoming thing. I love that. And I love Wyoming's uniforms. Padres just have too much going on, dude. This is a tough one. This might be the toughest one. I love the Mets whites. I don't love the Mets blues so much. Okay? I love the pinstripes. The Grays don't do. I'm going to give it to the Padres, man. As tough as this is to do, I'm going to go Padres. They come through round 1. They edge out the Mets in an upset of sorts.
I don't like the font of San Diego, but I do like the P and Poo. I like the yellow and the brown.
P and the Poo.
And I'll go against orange and blue once again. Nothing wrong with the Mets look. It's fairly classic. I like that they've gone, and I think that they've gone away from the blackout. Pods.
Okay, cool.
Maybe if for no other reason than nobody's getting by the Dodgers.
But the Dodgers are winning that matchup. So who are the Dodgers playing? Are they playing the Cardinals or the Braves?
The Braves.
I got to give it to the Cardinals just because of the Braves. The Braves are so close to. I mean, they are great. I mean, the logo's great. The thing that hits people in the knee and tests to see if they have a reflex is great.
Exactly.
I'm going Cardinals. Cardinals.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Braves. So we're gonna have somebody to break a tie.
Okay.
Cardinals, easy.
Okay, Kingston broke the tie. Cards and Dodgers, and we've got the Blue Jays and the Yankees to see who moves on the next round. Well, we already put the Blue Jays through, right?
Yeah.
So we're going Blue Jays versus the Cardinals or the Dodgers. Man, and I got it. The Dodgers is a beautiful classic uniform.
Yep. Dodgers, those whites with the blue script, the red number underneath.
Somebody at Google needs to fix this. When I go Cardinals uniforms into your machine, I don't want to see Kyler Murray. I don't want to see those dog shit uniforms at all.
I love the nickname of the Dodgers. It's the only nickname in pro sports that celebrates a crime.
Not anymore, though. Oh, it's not jaywalking. They just legalized jaywalking. That's what Macon told me.
They decriminalized it in California.
Oh, that's a complicated thing now because they do it with weed here.
So it turns out they were doing a lot of profiling.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to do that anymore.
It's a good move, dude.
Yeah.
It's a good move, as is the weed thing. Hey, shout out to Joe Biden for that, okay?
Yeah.
Dude, I got to give this one to the Cardinals, man.
I'm going Dodgers.
Okay, so we're going to break the tie. Scott, break the tie. Cardinals are Dodgers uniforms.
This is a tough one because growing up, my National League team, if that's a thing, was always the Dodgers. We used to go to Vero Beach, Florida, where they used to be in spring training. So I love the classic Dodger blue.
Yeah.
But I will say with St. Louis, when they bring in that little hint of baby blue with some of their uniforms.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And it's obviously both of them all-time classics. But I think for aesthetics, I'm going with St. Louis.
Oh, yes.
Wow, this is good restraint on your part, not fucking bringing the house down, because it seems like everybody's against you today on these unis.
Nothing against Macon. They left Vero Beach, went to Arizona, broke my heart.
How many times has St. Louis worn the blue uniform this year? Like between 0 and 6 times?
Yeah, it's few and far between.
Yeah, it's their alternate. Is that what would push you over the edge, though, quite literally?
No, I think that it's there, which I have to consider, but I think the script that they use is beautiful as well. And the Dodgers is as well, but
Dodgers.
I think the baby blue with a little bit of an alt sometimes is leaning me towards St. Louis.
Great usage of the red, but again, it's that fucking yellow pop and something sitting on that script. You know what I mean? On that bat. There's a bat. How hard is it to pull off script, bat, animal? LA's just like Dodgers, number 42. Shout out. But I just think they're sticking the landing on more of a Herculean effort over there in the 3-1-4. So I'm gonna go Cards.
That was a classy nod to Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
By you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm not mad about it. That's fine.
Okay. So Cards and Blue Jays. This is gonna be tough.
The Toronto Blue Jays have the best uniforms in all of sports.
You guys are funny.
You hear, Scott?
In all of sports.
There's a debate in the National League. There's no debate in the American League. The pinstripes of the New York Yankees is the number one uniform in all of sports. It's the most iconic, most classic. Interlocking NY is just a thing of.
You guys sell a lot of hats.
Beauty. It's beautiful.
Okay, so if we're going off hats, you might have a fucking case. I don't know how to call this one. I don't know how to call this one at all. I think the Blue Jay is too big on the hat, and so tie break goes to the St. Louis Cardinals because the hat is a better looking hat. They're both brilliant kits, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
I mean, that's dumb. I'll go with the Blue Jays, and how are we settling this?
Somebody's going to tie break.
I can't be involved on this one.
Look at that uniform.
It's gorgeous, but there's a whole uniform too you got to worry about. You can't just.
I got a tie break.
The torso. You think that?
What? Did you live in St. Louis?
No.
Is that your fucking tie break?
No, my fucking tie break is if you can name 5 players on the Blue Jays, we'll give it to the Blue Jays.
If I can name 5 players?
Yeah.
Oh wait, if I can name 5 players?
I already know you can't.
No, but that proves my point, my man, and I cannot. I'm doing this exercise based on the uniform and not my allegiance to the Toronto Blue Jays. Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette.
You're right, though. Irritating people and putting them on the spot makes for good podcasting because this is fun.
Maybe Cavan or Kevin Biggio still. No longer Robbie Ray.
They said on the team.
So I got 2 3/4.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I'm basing this only on unis, and it's the Blue Jays. I haven't even gotten to the powder blues. I haven't even shown you the powder blues.
The powder blues
Chris.
are gorgeous, dude. The hat is a little crowded, and I don't know. This is very fucking subjective, dude. And it can change year to year, man. This year, the St. Louis uniforms look dope AF. We didn't even talk about their throwbacks.
I think Macon's a little anti-American. He put England on America's team last week. Now he's choosing the Canadian team.
I am actually anti-American. Yes.
Buys a bunch of Chinese stuff. All right.
So how we still haven't? How are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the room.
I trust of all the people in here. I think Reed has the most integrity.
You break the thing.
While the St. Louis Cardinals jersey is beautiful, it's the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Reed. That's right.
Hey, GG, bro.
Yeah, GG. Hey, I as much as I love the Cowboy, there are 5 of us in here if you want to do a full vote.
Let's do a full vote, but you win the contest. But just out of curiosity, okay. I think he's going to pick, I don't know.
Raise your hand if you think the Cardinals have the best uniforms in the playoffs.
No, out of these two. I'm with the Cardinals. That's obviously.
Of these two.
Cardinals or Blue Jays? Cardinals. Okay. Matt?
Cardinals.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of beautiful kits out there.
I got it.
What?
The listeners decide. Cardinals or Blue Jays.
Yeah. I like that. I wish they could fill out a whole fucking bracket.
Twitter poll.
Yeah, good.
Bird for
Sick.
Okay.
Right now, Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
What about now?
He's on ESPN or some video place. The other day, he played Scoot Henderson. He said earlier this year about Scoot Henderson, he said, he's a really great player. If I was never born, I think he would deserve the first spot in the NBA draft is what he was referring to. Is this one of the all-time best? Is this one of the all-time best quotes?
I want to believe this guy was, he was just being, I don't know, complimentary.
Is he like that? Like, I don't know if we know how he's like yet.
I don't know. Why did I assume good kid? Maybe I'm empathetic
because we haven't heard him
the
talk
fact that he's
yet.
so fucking tall. Every room he walks in, he walked into that room, and there were all these regular people in there, and he had to sit at that tiny desk. I felt kind of bad for him.
He almost hit his head on the metal detector going into the Vegas stadium.
There's got to be very few things that are cool as hell about being his size. You got a ton of money, and you're awesome at basketball, but then when you go into getting your cool little sports car, you keep bumping your fucking head. Your knees are all fucking jammed up.
The shower heads.
Shower heads, bro. Think about all the things about flying. You have to fly private everywhere and just lay down in the fucking cabin. You can't even fucking hunch over in the cabin. They don't make bigger planes. You know how you can get a bigger truck. You get you got to buy a 747 for this motherfucker to stand up in his plane.
He might be able to afford it when he's all said and done, though.
He might have to buy a 747 for him.
I think that was the best matchup of 2 basketball prospects we've seen since maybe Magic versus Larry Bird. Him versus Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson is so fucking good. Like, he would be the number 1 pick any other year.
I bet Kingston's about to say he reminds him of Derrick Rose.
No, he's more like Ja.
All anybody can say is a young Derrick Rose. I appreciate that comp.
Else.
I appreciate that comp.
Yeah.
Kingston.
I don't dislike that comp, the Derrick Rose comp, but Scoot's not the same type of athlete.
Can you give me a cross-racial comp?
Jason Williams.
That's exactly what I was going to do. The only white guy I can think of with any skill. No offense. I'm just saying, with all the sauce.
Like a skinny, bouncy Luka.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Like totally different, but Luka.
But the only good white player who's a guard.
Okay. Here was the most interesting thing about this whole thing to me. Immediately, I went to look at the totals because my first thought is, obviously, who's tanking for this guy? And think about I'm no NBA head, you tell me, Matt, but all the implications here. It's not just the teams trying to lose, it's the totals of the teams that are probably going to play the teams that are trying to lose with regularity.
Yeah. If you're thinking about playing totals, for example, the Spurs, Rockets, Jazz, and Thunder are all going to be tanking this year. So
Popovich is going to tank.
Pacers.
Yeah, Pacers will be tanking as well. Those
Greg
5 teams are no doubt
going to tank.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
Spurs are all
They're lining up to tank. They're no doubter tanks.
How do you think he feels about that? That doesn't seem like a very American hero thing to do.
I think he feels great about it because he tanked to get Tim Duncan to start his career.
I kind of respect that because some people would be all like Brandon Staley about this thing.
No, you can't get a great free agent to San Antonio. It's your only
Sometimes
path.
you got to do the hard thing,
Right. But those teams that are like in the same divisions as those teams like the Nuggets or the Mavericks, for example, like they'll probably go over. And then there's going to be a lot of teams that say they're not tanking at the start of the year, that once things start to go bad, they're going to throw everything they can into losing. Teams like Portland, Charlotte, Washington, Orlando, Chicago.
Here's another thing that sucks about being him. He probably ends up in Indiana or something, okay?
Yeah.
But then on top of that, socks.
Right.
Think about that. You know, there's big guy shoes. Fucking, where's he get socks? Today I got sent my assistant to get socks at Lululemon. What would I do?
Those are fancy
So
socks.
yeah, the things are just coming to me. It's terrible being this guy. Other than the fame, the fortune.
Thanks for pausing there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be an expensive sock.
Yeah, it's an expensive sock.
Are they nice?
Yeah, they're nice. It's one of the nicest things that I wear is socks.
Well, you got to protect your feet.
You do. It all starts there.
So are we going to say Victor Wembanyama every time, or you guys got a nickname for this cat?
I thought it was Big Wemby. Like Little Webby, but big Wemby.
I like that one.
Oh, I do. The Eiffel power forward. Because he could play all the positions.
Why don't you say Eiffel Tower forward?
I don't know which one works better.
Mine.
Really? Well, it's not yours. I know that's what you think about things.
Mine.
How about just
You're like the seagull in Finding Nemo.
How about the Eiffel Tower?
No. Nah, player. Nah, because then you would just be calling like David Robinson, you know, the battleship. Because he's, you know, it's fucking.
They called him the Admiral.
But not the battleship.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something like if somebody's from New York City, they're not going to call him the Empire State Building if he's really tall. That's fucking lame. You gotta rhyme something in the name or
What do you guys?
Position. It's got to be a double entendre.
I got a double entendre for you. Good French reference, but I don't think it should necessarily be French. How about Crown Vic?
It was a good segue. Go ahead.
Good segue.
Yeah.
How about Crown Vic?
He's got to win one. Then we can crown his ass.
Well, LeBron in high school called himself the King. So if
James.
he really wants to be the greatest player of all time, come in
Vic.
and claim it. Crown Vic. And it's a double entendre
and then
like the car.
Blue Lives Matter guys are going to love him.
It's really good. It's really good. I like that a lot. Crown Vic.
You're fading. Because you. What should I do, Matt? What should I do? Get back to Eiffel power forward, which is going to be trademarked. It's going to make us rich.
Just awful.
You're not going to get any of that money.
You should start with him being a power forward, which he's not.
He plays every position. You didn't hear that. He can play all the positions. You're going to make him a center?
Eiffel point guard.
I'm going to make him It doesn't rhyme with tower, genius.
I understand that. I think it's just as good.
Fucking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know, you hear a lot about stretch fours,
Yeah.
stretch fives.
Paris Levert.
Did you just come up with that?
Yeah.
That's so good.
If only Karis LeVert were like really good.
I know. You get it.
And his vertical's probably not very good because he's so high up there.
No, his vert's probably still pretty good. Like better than ours.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Paris LeVert is really good.
Yeah.
Crown Vic is really good. Victor Wembanyama not gonna work here much longer isn't bad either because he's not gonna be in the wherever the fuck for long. He's gonna be in the NBA.
French A-League.
I don't like it that much.
French A-League.
I don't like it that much.
Not my day here, I guess.
You won the uniform thing. All right, good. He's going to change the whole landscape here. And we got some nicknames. We got some fucking nicknames, dude.
Yama.
Victor Wembanyama not going to work here anymore. Have you tried that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just made it up.
Staying in the NBA, we had a altercation in Golden State. Draymond Green was kicked out of practice for a fight with Jordan Poole the other day. Reported that it was the Jordan Poole's kind of demeanor in practice had changed because of his upcoming contract extension. What do you all take from this report, from this fighting in practice around a contract extension?
Here's the number one thing I take from this report, that NBA reporters are largely on the take. No offense. I mean, am I saying something that's untrue?
No, you are correct.
Because read me the tweet from this guy. The way I learned about this, I learned about the fight, and then 3 hours later we had this tweet.
This is Chris Haynes, who's super plugged in. Draymond Green was apologetic in aftermath of the altercation with Jordan Poole, but there was a build-up stemming from teammates noticing a change in Poole's behavior throughout camp, with the guard on the verge of securing a lucrative extension, league sources tell Yahoo Sports.
So that's not the way it's supposed to be, in my opinion. And I'm not accusing any player of like feeding some player. I just don't know who.
I'll say it. It's clearly from Draymond.
No, but I don't think Draymond's like the type of guy that's going to be like, tell him why I beat the guy up. I think if anything, Draymond wants to go to LA.
Get on his podcast and
Draymond wants to go to LA, right? So like this is the disruption that maybe he needs.
I don't know if Draymond wants to go to LA.
That was the first thing. It was like, oh, this podcast is going to be amazing. I just don't see Draymond as a guy that's like, yo, reporter, you need to throw this kid under the bus after I already punched him in the face. You know what I mean? Like, fights happen in sports. I've fought people in sports. I've been punched in the face in sports. I punched people in the face in sports. And never did I see somebody provide so much information as to the context of such a run-of-the-mill deal, if not for who it was. I mean, like, this happens all the time in sports.
Yeah. Like, I bet Jordan Poole deserved it too, probably.
I'm sure, but like, you know how many times people got what they deserved in pro sports, like internally, and the dirty laundry wasn't aired out? Like, you know, that, oh, this kid had it coming because everybody on the team thought he just was too big for his britches. He's about to sign this contract. Like, that's such a subjective take on like how somebody's acting. And sure, maybe he's being awful, and that's why it leaked.
Yeah, and like 5 days ago, Klay Thompson said something about finally getting Jordan Poole to shut the hell up or something like that.
So they hate the guy.
Yeah. He's a cocky motherfucker, which is good for his position, 6-man.
You got to be.
And then he rolls through the pool of reporters and he says, oh, he's coming to take your jobs too.
Oh, well, I mean, like, guy might be a douchebag, epic douchebag, but if I'm Draymond, I got a podcast. And again, this is why I'm not accusing Draymond. What I'm saying is, if I was Draymond and say I wanted that information out, I would go to my podcast and be like, hey, bro, I punched a guy in the face today. Not a great look by me, but things happen on teams. Me and Jordan have squashed it. Like, we can talk about it on the pod. I'll have Jordan on, or if I feel like it, I'll air the dirty laundry out myself. But I don't like reporters having to.
Helix Mattress / Draymond Pod.
I don't get that. I don't know why that bothered me as a pro athlete.
Promo code.
The guy might suck, dude, but like, why is some NBA reporter like, okay, I'll write exactly that? It just doesn't happen as much in the NFL.
They trade access so much in the NBA.
And that's what's so interesting about it.
If you give somebody some favorable reporting, you'll get some interesting information in the future. And
it happens in the NFL. Like, dudes will feed injuries to reporters. They'll feed, certain excuses to reporters. They'll, things are fed to reporters. But after a fight like this, it just felt like such a weird deal to get the exact playbook on why it happened. Like, if you could have been like, hey, reports are they squashed it and they're good, or reports are it was a back and forth that had been boiling up. That sounds more normal than like Jordan is parking in other people's park. Yeah, he's Michael K in it.
Well, the reporter's in theory, Michael this guy should be the news, right? Which should be impartial, but he's clearly not objective.
It's just weird. It's foreign to me. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's fucking weird, dude.
Tungsten. Tungsten's a good nickname for Vic.
Tungsten?
Tungsten.
Why?
It's a metal. It's got the highest melting something,
Yeah.
People are giving King Charles his propers because his nickname for Meghan Markle was Tungsten. because she was so tough and resilient. He called her Tungsten. And it's supposed to be this endearing term of love.
That's good.
Sounds like an allusion to fellatio.
Tungsten.
Yeah, honestly, that's how it would come across if you didn't frame it that way.
And another pro athlete commenting in the news, and you can give your take on this one too. This quote from Rasul Douglas when asked about the upcoming Giants-Packers game in London and how he feels about the trip over the Atlantic. He said, "Playing in London fucking sucked." You've played in London.
Me and Rasul played the same game in London. And I'm red lighting this, dude. It did not fucking suck. It only sucks if you lose or tie. You know, I can imagine tying in London would be the worst thing ever. Actually, kind of fun because then you go out with the other team. It'd be like in World War One,
Right.
You know, trench warfare when they stopped and they're like, let's play football.
Soccer fans would love a tie.
Yeah, dude, a tie would be sick. They would be used to it.
And Rasul's going this week with the Packers.
He's going this week with the Packers. They're not going to lose.
Right.
I would contend it's a lot of fun to go over there if you win. If you lose, you're going to say all the things that Rasul says. You're going to say that fucking plane ride sucked. I remember chewing a Lunesta to try to sleep, like literally biting it, so it would enter my blood system more effectively. And being awake anyways for an entire 7-hour flight, talking to the flight attendants. Like,
do you remember what day of the week you left? The Saints just left on a Sunday after losing to Carolina.
Yeah, that's the way you
I guess I don't know if it's Sunday. It's Sunday or Monday.
That's the way you want to do it.
And then the Vikings went on Thursday for the Sunday game.
So with the Rams, because I'm convinced Jeff Fisher wanted to enjoy London, and that's why he's my guy, we got out there a little bit earlier. Doug Peterson and the Eagles, you know, they were on some like sleep science shit where it's like you want to be dropped right into the time zone. Like, fuck trying to acclimatize, right? Or adjust. Doug's thought, or whoever was making those decisions, thought the sports science department land on like a Friday night. And I could not stand that, or whatever it was. It was a Friday or whatever it was. London, good, castles, culture.
Fuck yeah.
Shit like that, like accents, meeting new people, bad,
Boy.
slow grass everywhere. Like you can't get fast grass. I mean, and then when you get to the soccer field, it's too slick. It's short because they like that thing to be slick and like partially wet. It's like their grasses are totally different. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Can't get good weed in London. I mean, like, I'm sure you can, but it's hard to find good bud in London if you're not British. The cons, the time zone sucks. As a player, you're never quite. It always feels like dusk because it's all overcast there, like perpetually, and you're kind of messed up from a time zone standpoint. The food is terrible. Like I can't even cape for y'all's food. It's bad. Like
beans.
It's just bad, dude. It's like medieval food.
Mash.
They're eating medieval food in London. So Rasul, I'm red lighting that trip sucks. It only sucks when you lose. Try getting drunk in London after a game. Is a lot of fun.
Hey, at this particular stadium,
Yeah.
over is 4-1.
Okay.
Remember
I'm
that
on it.
for Sunday.
That's good. I like that.
A little 31-13 action. I don't know
I
what
love
the
that.
total is. Total's 41.
41.
Bang.
It's a 41 ass total. I'll go over.
Okay.
Danny Dimes throws a pick six.
Fucking Davis Webb throws a pick six.
Yeah.
And today we got news that Washington Commander Brian Robinson is returning to practice. He's designated returning to practice on the 28th of August. He was shot multiple times in a robbery attempt, and he is now back at Washington Commanders practice. We saw a couple videos of him participating in drills off to the side, healing, but now he is back.
Okay, a bullet went into his skin. Like how long ago?
August 28th.
6 weeks.
6 weeks ago. Got shot by a bullet. And he's out there playing football. I mean, he's not playing football yet, but he's running around, right? And he's going to, I mean, like, had I been shot, and I cannot imagine getting shot, I'd have retired. I'm like, I'm going home now. Got shot. But this dude's playing football less than 2 months later. Pretty remarkable. Yeah, hockey, your move.
NFL Comeback Player of the Year odds. Current as of right now. Saquon Barkley -110. Brian Robinson, number 2 at +750.
So I'll say this again. I thought fantasy football turned people into shitbags. Remember when Brian Robinson got shot and everybody was like, hey, anybody in the group chat have any information on how quick people recover from a gunshot? And I was like, damn, fantasy football fucks people's heads up. But gambling now, this was the only feel-good, serious part of the pod. And you were like, you know, those odds for Comeback Player of the Year,
That's funny.
they've shot up. Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, you did.
God damn it, I didn't.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't. On that topic, can I make a petition for Minnesota Vikings coaches to stop talking? Like, all due respect, because they're a good football team, and I know some of the coaches, it turns out, okay? But do you remember when so Jalen Twyman was shot and he's good now, right? And they just, I guess, released him in Minnesota. Vikings DC Ed Donatel on Jalen Twyman. His story is not over. He's going to get some more shots.
Oh,
I think he still has a good future ahead of him.
Ed.
Come on, Ed.
To be fair, you
I just did it. I just did it. That's the point, though.
Yeah.
But like I'm not I'm not on the
Yeah.
Tough deal. I just Ed Donatel the situation.
You did.
And then do you remember
Donatel
Jalen Reagor when he went to Minneapolis and one of the coaches was having a conniption over how he was built? And the quote was, like he's a very stout, cocky built guy. He's really narrow. He's got thick, strong legs, big glutes, really nice calves. Again, I salivated over the guy. You remember that quote?
Yeah. Narrow and thick, yeah.
That's one of my good buddies that said that.
Nice. Who?
Matt Daniels, dude, special teams coach for the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, we're not as close as we once were because I would have fucking remembered it right off the bat. But that's right. It was one of those oh my God moments this morning when I was like, let me go back and see that quote. Matt Daniels, who I want to shout out, is one of my favorite dudes that I played with. Funny ass quote, Matt, if you're hearing this third hand. Hilarious. We would have really gotten on you in the Rams training room for that quote. But he was a fucking thumper, dude. Matt Daniels would take people's heads off, man. And he was Duke guy. Brilliant cat, really great teammate, and somebody who you would absolutely love. I love Matt Daniels, and that's funny as fuck that I found out today that was him that was salivating over Jalen Reagor. So Vikings coaches, man, just maybe the communications guy should brief, Ed Donatel. I guess I should be briefed.
We had some news the other day. Two folks very much in the public sphere were both looking for divorce attorneys, Tom Brady and Gisele Bundchen.
Well, you're not like that. You're not meeting her. Reed.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll pass. But
I know
for Tom Brady, who are people you don't think Tom Brady would pass for? Matchmake Tom Brady.
Well, I think the body's still warm, so I'm on the fence about matchmaking Tom Brady, but fuck it. Taylor Swift.
But fucking indeed, I have Taylor Swift.
No way.
32 years old.
Swifty.
Sweet spot for Tom.
This guy's found all the ways to stay young. You know what the best way, not the best way, I wouldn't know, but the most effective way to stay young for a man is date a younger woman. And that sounds terrible to say, but it's true. She'll keep you young. She's got high energy. She's not going to put up with you acting old.
Y'all both want to take over the world.
They both want to take over the world.
They got their own houses.
They got their own careers.
Yeah.
And if there's a breakup, we'd get art. We'd get great art.
Yes.
So for a guy that's found the fountain of youth in every way, here's the next one.
I had Taylor Swift. I also had Fran Drescher is single, which I didn't know until today. Fran Drescher, of course, of Nanny fame.
I like we do the gal from Mama's Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's with us or not.
Fuck. She's with all the astronauts.
Well, she might be with us.
The moon. And listen, Leland Melvin's our guy. He's not into. Look, my shirt right now says we landed on the moon. Coincidentally, I believe that wholeheartedly.
In parentheses, it should add 51 years ago.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Like there's an asterisk next to it. So, yeah, that's interesting. We had the same one. Yeah. But I just wish happiness, honestly, for both people, and I hope people don't pry too much, man. I mean, fuck. I hope they don't get a divorce if they don't want to. I hope they work it out. But it's their fucking business, dude.
What if they want to? You do hope they do?
Well, if they want to, I hope they get divorced.
Amicably?
Amicably.
Okay.
And I hope Tom plays really well this year, but I hope that the win total, he hits just under that. I hope they win 11 games.
Or 11 and a half even.
No, just 11, yeah. 11 and a quarter would be fine.
Okay.
That's what she said. And then as she walked in Wembanyama's room. Okay, so 11 and a quarter would be fine. And then he can go do whatever the fuck he wants in the playoffs.
The Eiffel Tower.
The what?
The Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, got it.
The Eiffel shooting guard.
Eiffel power forward, bro.
and we'll match make a couple other
Tungsten.
things here. Some top colleges and new coaches. What do you have for college football? Some coaching vacancies.
I'm glad you asked, Cowboy. Wisconsin, no brainer. Jim Leonard, he's right there. I'll run through these. Nebraska, Lance, however we say your last name, Leipold at Kansas. All right. There's some ties. Arizona State, here's one for you. Tom Herman, been on the sideline a little bit of perspective. Maybe won't care so much as the others that sanctions are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado, Bronco Mendenhall. He likes horses and mountains. Georgia Tech, Jamie Chadwell, Coastal Carolina. It's time to step up into the big leagues. And I say that lightly because the Atlantic Coast Conference is a struggle fest right now. Matchmaker, bang, college football edition.
I'll go Ed Ogeron at Wisconsin.
Perfect.
I'm just going for the worst fits possible.
That's a great cultural fit. Yeah.
And then I want Mangino.
Yeah. Mark Mangino is alive.
Good. Love that guy. How about Nebraska? So I'm just doing the worst fits possible. Kansas, Nebraska. It's never been a good thing between those two.
Mm-hmm.
How about Arizona State in a surprise development? Herm Edwards.
Run it back. I like it.
You know, for the way I hope that Tom and Giselle get back together, I hope Herm and Arizona State get back together.
What if Herm's like, good offer, but I'm not so keen on all these sanctions coming down the pike. I'm going to pass.
That'd be dope. I don't want that for anybody, like coaching in Tempe. You got a big rock on the side of your stadium and nobody cares.
Can't go to bowl games.
Nope. Colorado, I got nobody. Yeah, I agree. Bronco Mendenhall. And who's the fifth team?
Georgia Tech.
Oh, Georgia Tech.
Rambling right.
Fuck it. Let's, in the spirit of running back, let's go Paul Johnson, dude.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
Somebody needs
more
to change
triple
the
option.
Arizona State Sun Devils name. Speaking of offensive
Yeah, the
names.
Suns.
Yeah, I know. The Devils killed many people, evidently.
Sun kills a lot of people.
That's what the Sun Devils name just
The
needs to be the
silent killer.
Devils, dude.
Exactly.
Honestly, think about that.
Say it again.
The Sun Devils the Arizona State Devils.
Like why is New Jersey Devils hockey club skated? I didn't mean to say skated.
Because the devil hasn't killed anybody, but the point is the sun, melanoma,
Yeah.
skin cancer,
Yeah.
same thing, sunburn,
Mm-hmm.
eventually the same thing. You know? Fucking, it's hot. Your car's hot, dude. My car's hot. People got to buy those tin foil bikinis for their cars, dude. People are still using
Heat
those.
exhaustion.
Because it's hot. Heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
Global warming. Jesus, we're going to die, man.
Right. Ice caps and such.
New Jersey
Yeah?
Devil lives in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey.
Yeah, so they skate because of that. Because it's like a chupacabra. It's like a mafia chupacabra.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
What?
cartel has a chupacabra, mafia has a New Jersey Devil.
Most famous episode of Sopranos is called
Pine
Pine
Barrens.
Barrens.
Y'all are thinking of Seinfeld with Putty. You gotta support the team.
So I'm just saying the Suns got some explaining to do. Florida, Sunshine State.
The Phoenix Suns. That's
Their owner is a bad guy,
right.
formerly.
Phoenix Moons. Why is nobody the Moons?
Hey, that's a good fucking question.
Thank you.
Now we're cooking with gas. All right, let's go.
Maybe if the Moon had better PR, we'd be landing
We'd
on
be
it
there,
a
dude.
little more.
Exactly.
And we'll do another matchmaker here. James Bond needs a new frontman, a new starring man. Daniel Craig wrapped up his last appearance in No Time to Die. Who are you all going to match make with James Bond? Who's the new James Bond?
Okay, so Matt's a big James Bond fan.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen enough of the movies, but in the spirit of running it back, let's do Daniel Craig's retiring, right?
That's right.
That's right.
You said that. And so is ageism, because we're going to go backwards. In the new Bond called Old Finger, we're going to deep fake Sean Connery.
Wow.
Yeah, ageism is so dead that we're going to put a dead guy in Bond, dude. This is a statement for all the old actors everywhere. They're going to reanimate Sean Connery. They can do anything now. We could do another movie with Sean Connery. Dead, by the way.
So
I did an Instagram post over it. Because of Indiana Jones, not because of this bullshit. No offense.
y'all circulated a
love that movie.
A link. Did you not?
Yeah, we did.
Of potential replacements. Basically just a link of hot guys.
Yeah.
Which.
So you want somebody ugly to be Bond?
No, unfortunately, I went with all hot guys.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. But I'll go older than usual for a Bond.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, for sure. Is he older than usual?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's 50. Most Bonds are like mid-30s.
But most Bonds are white.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we're going dead. We're going non-white. We're going old.
Well, also, black dudes age well, man. Like, Idris Elba probably looks younger than me in person, bro. So, yeah.
Henry Cavill. Hot guy. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
There's a fellow named James Norton who's a hot enough guy.
James Norton, huh?
Yeah. But I'll go off the board here. A little representation for people who look like me. This Dom Gleason cat who was the serial killer who loves Kenny Chesney and the TV show directed by Chris Long.
Somebody sent me that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you say his first name. Matt's got to be on it.
I don't know, but you're hyped about this one, huh?
Yeah. See, I mean, he normally looks like,
Bro, this guy's super rich. This is the tip of the iceberg for his ugliness. Google image search.
Look at that. He could be a Bond.
He couldn't,
he's
bro.
Got lines.
He's made up, bro. There's a bunch of people working on that guy day and night to make him not look like fucking Carrot Top. Okay? You're better looking than this guy, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't think so. But thank you.
No offense to this guy. I mean, he's a good-looking guy, just like you. But you're better looking than this guy.
That's
He's
really
got all
nice.
You don't have a bunch of fucking people at your disposal to make you look awesome.
Ain't that for
you
sure?
walk in here, you just were at a fucking house, dude.
Yeah. Speak of the devil, I think I look a lot worse in the studio. I've been looking at the clips on the internet. Maybe we could do something
Better
about the lighting or get hair and makeup in. Anyway, I think this cat.
And it's pronounced Downell.
Downell?
Yeah, which I don't know how you get there.
Downell Gleason. My man.
You're really going to suggest an Irishman to play James Bond?
Oh, he's Irish. He's definitely going to be hotter than you. Most chicks are going to definitely. Yeah, because he got the accent and stuff. Sorry.
Do you have another?
John C. Reilly. Because, you were like, oh, there's too many good-looking motherfuckers. Not that John C. Reilly isn't a handsome devil, but wouldn't it be funny if he played Bond? No, honestly, I think Tom Hardy, Ed Hardy. Dwight Howard had an Ed Hardy T-shirt on the other day on all the smoke, and I was like, damn, I didn't know we were doing that still. But
we were in college for that.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was a bad phase. Tom Hardy just seems like Bond to me.
Yeah.
If you're going with like standard British white guy, because he is British.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't recommend Timothy Chalamet.
That was.
Chalamet. How about Stetson Bennett?
How
about Sam Hartman?
RuPaul.
Progressive.
Well, I mean, is it? Why? Why is that aggressive?
Progressive.
Progressive.
Oh.
I love his face. Oh, is it?
So we casted Bond, and
that Pierce Brosnan was great in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to ask you. Over under on all the Bonds. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bonds so far. I'll give you over under 3 dead or alive.
I don't really. I'll say.
Matt, just tell me.
I'll say 4 are dead and 3 are alive.
4 are dead, 3 are alive.
Is that right? Is that wrong?
You would be correct.
Is that right?
Yeah, good job.
Hey!
Yeah, the guy. No. I had it mixed up.
Shit.
4 are alive, 3 are dead. Sean Connery, dead. David Niven, dead. Roger Moore, dead. George Lazenby is 83 years old.
Yep, he was only in 1.
Damn, dude, he really knows his Bond.
Well,
take care, everybody.
Day's not over, George.
Oh, it's over. Oh, for us it is.
Make sure George makes it through the night, or else.
Yeah, if George passed away, let's just say George died.
We are sorry.
We would be sorry, but we would also be more popular.
Be a hell of a social.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.